The Tide lose another big-time starter before their trip to FSU. Stick around. Let's talk about it. This is Way Off Sides. 3, 2, let's go. Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever the case may be. Welcome to Way Offsides, your favorite Alabama talk here on YouTube. Feeling a little under the weather, but that's okay. Just bear with me. It's scratchy voice. I know I'm sick a lot. I got some stuff going on, but we're good because college football season starts really tomorrow, but Bama plays in 2 days. Let me get a big roll tide down in the comment section, please. It's a thing of beauty. However, news today is that Alabama will likely be without another starter as they head down to Tallahassee to take on the Seminoles. We all know Jam Miller. You've heard about Jaden Roberts. We'll see what it looks like with him playing on Saturday. He's been fighting a concussion. But now the defensive leader, one of the this is a big one. I won't sugarcoat it. Defensive lineman Tim Keenan will be out. I want to say indefinitely. I guess that's the right word. But it looks like he's going to undergo a tightrope surgery for a high ankle sprain. A lot of you who've been watching Alabama football are familiar with this because of Tua. Had the same thing, went through the same thing. Brock Bowers over at Georgia had the same thing. I think he got back on the field within 26 days. Tua got back within 27 days. So we'll see what that recovery looks like. But first and foremost, before we talk about, who's going to step up, who's going to be the next man, we'll talk about why the injury bug is hitting Alabama. And although it looks bad, and it is, I don't want to sugarcoat it. Losing Tim Keenan for a couple of games is a big deal, but there's a silver lining to it that a lot of people aren't really talking about. We'll get to that. Before we do, please like, subscribe. I already asked you to leave a big roll tide in the comment section, include where you're watching from, and hit the notification bell while you're there so you won't miss a daggum thing. Okay, so first and foremost, with Alabama, they are having a very physical fall. Kalen DeBoer came out after the second scrimmage and made it clear like they are anticipating injuries because of how difficult and physical, he used the word physical, fall practice and camp and preparation has been. That is by design. That is seriously by design because that team last year lacked physical toughness. Because they lacked physical toughness, they weren't able to start well on the road. They weren't able to finish some games. And they're trying to remedy that. I'm not making excuses for injured players. It's not fun. Nobody likes to see their favorite players or important players get hurt, or anybody, period. But it's part of football. It's going to happen. It is a little scary because you wonder if they're getting hurt in practice, what's going to happen as the season progresses. Is Alabama going to have an injury-ridden season? It seems like they've been catching the injury bug a lot over the last couple of seasons. So we'll see. That remains to be seen. But in terms of why things seem to be headed that way, it's because, like I said, and Kalen DeBoer said it himself, that they have emulated a very physical fall, and that's by design. Do they do that to a fault in the sense that they're getting guys banged up, guys that Bama really needs on the field? Potentially, but something else that is encouraging is how deep Alabama is. We did a video about this yesterday. They haven't lost anybody. They didn't lose anybody in the spring portal. And just about at every position group, they are very, very deep. They're young, but they're very, very deep. When the news about Jam Miller came out, the collarbone news, that was the one position group that I felt like Alabama could afford to lose a starter. Tim Keenan maybe is a little more important to Bama and how, what they're going to do defensively. But let's not pretend like Alabama doesn't have several guys that can jump in and cover down while he's out. And thank goodness this isn't like a season-ending injury. right? I think likely you probably, just like Jam, you get him back in time for SEC play. That's just my opinion based off of what I know about the procedure, what I've seen in my civilian work, what I do outside of sitting in front of this camera and talking to you like I know what I'm talking about. I think he's probably back by the Georgia game. Now, at nose guard behind him, the most obvious name that's going to have to step up is going to be Jeremiah Beeman. Jeremiah will pretty much, I think, take over the reins. There's a lot of people that are talking about other names, but I think that Beeman, excuse me, the freshman, will be just fine. I think that he's going to be all right. I mean, I really don't know what to say to make you feel better, because I've seen a lot on social media. People are just really, really upset about this. And I don't want to, I'm trying to figure out how to make you feel better, but at the same time, not crap all over how you're feeling, because, I mean, losing Tim Keenan is a big deal, but Beeman is going to be a good fit. It's a name that you need to be familiar with. You should have been familiar with it already going into this season, because he was going to play some anyhow. I think I've been saying this in video after video that Kane Womack, I think, will rotate his position groups a little more effectively this year. And I think Beeman is a guy that you could really look towards, covering down for Keenan while he's out, as well. Edric Hill. Edric Hill's another one. You brought in Kelby Collins from over at Florida. He's more of a defensive end, but he could probably fit. And then London Simmons, the freshman. So, like I said, there's guys, there's dudes, there's just like every position group at Alabama. It seems like the next guy is a 5-star, 4-star. It's crazy that that's still the case without Nick Saban going into year 2 without him, but it is. There's guys that can cover down. The issue becomes the fact that they're young. They're very, very young. And we all know that Alabama was susceptible to the middle in terms of running the ball last season. Very much so. They couldn't stop Diego Pavia. They couldn't stop Jackson Arnold. I attribute a little more of the defensive performance at Oklahoma to the offense. The defense was just gassed. Vanderbilt, I mean, you can't really put it on the offense. The offense was matching the Commodores score to score, so you can't really put it on them. But don't forget, over there at one end, you've also got LT Overton who'll be on the field. That's another veteran player who has played a lot of football for Alabama, a lot of football. And so I feel like in that sense, you still got your leadership there on the defensive line, even without Keenan physically on the field. And I think they're going to be fine. I really do. I know that Kane Womack was working on some things, trying to make extend the defense, that 4-2-5 to kind of make it look a little different. Not necessarily different, but build off of what they did last season. And so I think a lot of the pass rush in this game is going to come from other places anyhow. Not saying that those 3 guys up front, Overton, Keenan when he gets back, Beeman, James Smith. James Smith is going to have a fantastic year. We've been talking about him for months. And so, yes, losing Tim Keenan sucks. It sucks. It's scary. It is not great. I mean, it's just not good. There's no way, nothing else to say. It just sucks. However, it's not like Alabama doesn't have the talent to fill the gap behind them. You're losing the experience, but you still got a leader there, a vocal leader on that defensive line when you go down to Tallahassee. So I think they'll be okay. James Smith last year is a guy that I'm really, really excited about. And I think that he's going to probably give the Seminoles hell this weekend. What gets me is getting on, Twitter or whatever, and there's literal fans that are like, we're going to lose. We've got too many starters out. This is football, folks. FSU has dudes that aren't playing either. So Alabama's going to be fine. Relax. Again, let's be grateful that these aren't season-ending injuries and that these guys will get back, especially a guy like Tim Keenan, who's probably this is his last year at Alabama. He can get back. Jam, this will be his last year. They can get back. And again, there's a little bit of a silver lining. It's not good to have injuries, but when you look at why there are injuries, it's because of the preparation. The preparation is demanding. It's hard. It's hard. Kalen DeBoer and his staff are trying to build a team that is forged in flame. That's what's going on. So take a deep breath with me. Let's do it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be okay. My score prediction, 34-17, still stands. It still stands. Thanks for sticking around with me. You guys are outstanding. We're so close. It feels almost surreal how close we are to the start of the 2025 college football season. You got games on tomorrow night. You've got Auburn and Baylor on Friday. Saturday's slate is insane. Obviously, you've got Alabama. I think there's 3 top 10 matchups this weekend. Alabama's at FSU, which obviously isn't a top 10 matchup, but you've got Clemson or LSU at Clemson. You've got Notre Dame at Miami, Texas going up to Ohio State. We'll be picking all of those tomorrow night on Thursday live at 8 p.m. We're going to have Clint Lamb on with us. We'll talk a little bit more about this Tim Keenan injury and what it means for Alabama moving forward. If you guys don't know, Clint's the real deal, man. So thanks for sticking around with me. Take a deep breath. It's going to be fine. We've got 2 more days to go till Saturday. We're almost there. As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.